Pod me to the moon.
Let me cast among the stars. Let me see what podcasts are like on Jupiter and Mars.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's just. Yeah.
That's the start,
Right.
I guess.
Sure. Why not? And boom. There we go. I didn't expect you to have a response to what I was doing at the beginning. I was just joking. You had wrote a script or some shit.
I was taking it very seriously.
You've sang this before in your head.
Perhaps.
You've gone Frank Sinatra on our podcast without me before.
I'll turn on the old Blue Eyes charm once in a while. It's true.
It turns out
What
you just
of
have a... You know, in the show Hey Arnold, are you familiar?
Yes.
The cartoon?
I know it.
There was a character on there called Dino Spumoni.
Yes.
And he was a Frank Sinatra-esque person, and he sang like this the whole time. Except without I don't know why I added a southern twang there at the end. But
he's a New York.
I'm not an impressionist.
Evidently.
Yeah, I don't do impressions. I do a spot on Mike Myers.
You do. That's true.
And I'll do a Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Particularly from the Ace Ventura talking out of his ass segment.
Iconic.
And I'll do a Randy Newman.
Yeah, that one's more of like a monologue, really.
How?
Yeah. In that it goes on for a long time.
Oh, okay. It's a diatribe is what it is. I type it all out in his voice. I'll do a Borat.
Will you?
Yeah, not. I'll do one now.
Should you?
No.
Okay. I'm all right. I'm glad we're on the same page, at least with that.
Okay. Welcome to the podcast. My name is Mitch.
My name is Billy. Guess what time it is for me?
Don't start this. Don't start this. Just because.
Let's just let the listeners guess.
Let's have the listeners guess. What time do you think it is for Billy right now?
What time do you think it is?
Ding. Time's up. What time is it?
It's 4:06 a.m. Everybody.
Damn, that gotta suck. It's only 8 p.m. here, and I'm well rested. Just had some mac and cheese. Have all the energy in the world.
He's well rested. He's well fed. I'm running off of fumes and a little glass of espresso that I just had.
Yeah. You were careful not to have a larger glass or it might make you anxious.
It might make me anxious and it might make me shit myself, which are two of the worst things you can do on the podcast.
Well, one triggers the other.
Well, shitting myself does make me anxious, it kind of triggers like this is weird, but like it makes me kind of like socially anxious.
It doesn't make me feel like confident.
Yeah.
In myself. Yeah, not at all.
Who I
am. This is a particularly late episode for you, and also I stayed up till about 7 a.m. last night.
You did, admittedly. Doing what?
I was playing a video game.
Okay.
Yeah, I was playing this cool game on my phone. I'm not going to talk about it, but I was up listening to music and playing that. I was having Mitch time. That's my Mitch time.
My Mitch time is 6 to 7 a.m.
Yeah, that's when everyone finally leaves me the fuck alone. And then I can have my Mitch time.
Finally.
We're going off too long about this. Welcome to All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch, as I said already. This is an email reading extravaganza.
Oh.
Full body experience that you can jack into. We haven't jacked in yet. Let's make this one quick because we don't jack in every episode like we used to do. But I'm going to put my arms out and then I'm going to do what we have to do. And then on 3, 1, 2, and 3, we are in the cyber web.
Okay.
With you, with me, with we.
With we.
We're here and we're going to read some emails and we're going to give some advice and we're going to have a good time. And that's it.
Or else.
What else do you need to know? You're going to be fine.
It's going to be okay, everyone. We're going to make it through this.
Hey, before we actually get into the podcast and the bulk of the podcast, the emails.
Yes.
On this email reading extravaganza. It's a full body experience is what it is.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I just go in the same loop.
Yeah.
I get stuck. The last episode we talked about the new MySpace.
We did.
Called Space Hey.
Space Hey.
We've been officially on it for a week now.
Yeah.
Though it's weirdly felt like a month. I don't know why.
It's weirdly felt like my whole life.
It feels like I never stopped being on MySpace and now I just have one. You know?
Yeah.
It's been pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. A week into Space Hey. And also, if you don't know what we're talking about, just go to the last episode and skip to like the end third of the episode or something.
Mm-hmm.
But you're a week into having a Space Hey.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it after 1 week?
Okay, here's what I'm feeling about it. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
I'm having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a social media experience? No. But do I want it to be? Also, kind of no. I've probably got enough of that. It is more just like a game to me. Like, to the point where I sat down to game one night, put my Switch in my hand, and then was like, gaming time. And then I put my Switch down and came over to code my Space Hey profile.
Right. Coding the Space Hey fucking ruled. That was the best part for me.
Yeah.
I learned to code just last week. I learned some CSS. I knew CSS. I learned some new code.
Yes.
Because of that site, and I've already implemented it onto my own website.
On your own website, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, I can now that I do it like this. I can control all the individual divs as child tags. What are these? And I did it, and it worked. And I was like, oh my god, I can. That's so cool.
Absolutely huge brain moment for you there.
It ruled.
Huge brain moment, yeah.
So the general consensus is that it's fun.
It is fun. It is fun. But let me tell you what the most fun part was, because last week I was like, wow, I can't wait to code. Coding's great. I can't wait to add people and code, because that was mostly all I remembered doing.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the bulletins, people started posting surveys. And then I was like, oh, this is what I spent all of my fucking time doing online, just filling in surveys about myself.
It all started to come back to you.
It all came back. Just like the song says. And so I started filling out some surveys. Someone in our Discord server, they were like, I was looking for MySpace surveys, and like so many of them are just like so outdated, you know, like to the point where they're non-usable, or they're just like, what's your favorite high school subject, you know, because they're aimed at people who are 15 10 years ago.
Exactly, yeah.
So they're just irrelevant. So someone in our Discord server like wrote their own survey, and I took it, and pretty much everyone in our Discord server on Space Hey took it, and then it kind of took on a life of its own, and now pretty much everyone on Space Hey is doing it.
Really?
It's like exited our bubble.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Well, yeah. Annie from the Discord created a viral Space Hey survey. Anyway, that was the main draw of it that I forgot, was that I just get to talk about myself.
There you go.
And it's great. Yeah.
What's your takeaway though about like using it a month from now? Can you see yourself logging into Space Hey 1 month from now? It's been a week.
A month. I'll for sure use it for another 2 weeks, I think.
There we go. Yeah.
A month? I don't know.
I spent like last week I was like, I don't even want to mix this episode. I just want to work on my code, and I did, and it was a blast. I mean, I remember just what it was like. I was like, I don't want any of these like ultra colorful, flashy profiles. I started MySpace as a little emo fucking 15-year-old, right? But I exited MySpace as a little pretentious hipster fucking indie 17 or 18-year-old, right? So at that time, the cool thing was just to have a stock profile that you don't edit at all, except you subtly change it. You take things away. You're like changing little things. You're like changing, this doesn't have an outline anymore. This looks more minimal. The more minimal and bleak you can make it look, the better.
Yes.
And that's exactly where I went back to. And it's awesome.
My favorite bit of coding that you did, not that this bit wasn't like a hard or impressive bit of coding at all, but just my favorite tweak is just that you made the banner on top is just like, you know, bright blue, MySpace blue. And you just made it a slightly more faded version.
I made it like a more faded. Yeah, I kept all the colors. Like, it still looks like a MySpace, but it's all been just a little bit muted.
It's just a little bit desaturated.
The thing with being pretentious, you have to understand, is that you have to be like everyone else, but better.
But better at it. Yeah.
You have to be okay with being like everyone else and say, we're all human, we're all here, it's all good, except
I'm doing it slightly better.
I'm a little different. I'm just a little bit more desaturated than you. And you don't even notice it at first. You just see it and you think, something different about Mitch.
Damn, this profile is relaxing for some reason.
This is relaxed. It's bleak in a way that I don't understand. Why do they want to appear as bleak? Because I don't care. Because I don't really care. So I just gave myself a stock profile because I don't really give a shit about any of this.
I don't care, and that's why I spent I
spent 6 hours coding this. Yeah, I had to teach myself new code for this shit just to make it look like you don't give a shit, right?
Yeah.
That's the point. If anyone wondering what being into art is about, it's that. To be pretentious and into art, you have to make it appear that you don't give a fuck, but you have to care way more than you should.
Yeah.
It's really depressing. But no, all jokes aside, I've been liking Space Hay for that aspect, and then on top of that, like, I went back to my, like, just to be nostalgic, I put on some fucking music and I started sending out friend requests just like I did when I was starting out.
Yeah.
Just like it. And it fucking ruled because you like look at people's profiles and I don't think they'd really like my shit, or I don't know if they'd really, but this person actually might. And I got some comments from people who were just like, I added that person and they were like, this is so cool. Have been listening to Flat Sound for years, And I was like, what? It feels like I've gone full circle. It was so fucking dope. So just as an experiment, like for the podcast, getting a Space Hay has been fucking great.
Yeah, really.
Can I see myself using it in a month? I don't know. No, probably not. I can't see myself using it like a lot.
No.
At all. I go on there like a couple times a day just to quickly check and accept some friend requests. But that's it. I have not posted a bulletin or anything like that.
I think it's funny just to maintain just a space on it. Just if anyone looks like, oh yeah, no, there is a Space Hay for Flat Sound.
Yeah, he's on there.
He's on there.
Yeah, he's accepting friend requests.
That seems apt. Yeah, that seems appropriate. I like it.
It's cool. So just a small update on what we were talking about last week. It's been kind of cool. Was there anything else we want to talk about? Or we're just gonna jump into the questions.
I think we should get into our emails.
Well, I'm rubbing my little hands together. I'm all jacked in from before.
You're reading the first one.
Got it right here. This first one is just called Twitter Newsletter. And it goes, hi, Billith and Mercedes. This isn't really a question. I just saw something funny. I was on Twitter desktop, as we do, and I saw a new feature called Twitter Newsletters, right under where Moments is. I just thought that it was really silly and ironic after Mitch said that he was going to quit Twitter and start a newsletter. P.S. This part might be longer than the actual email. Sorry. I actually didn't know who either of you were when I started listening to the podcast. You were just recommended to me under the Art podcast, and at the time, you only had around 13 episodes. I only listened because I really liked the cover art and the name of the podcast. At the beginning, I was always so confused as to what Flat Sound was, but by the end of the year, you were on my top artist for my Spotify Wrapped. I've been listening since then because I've grown to love you both and the art you put out. I've even recommended the podcast to some of my art friends who didn't know who you were either, but they've grown to love it too. Thank you both for the little corner of the internet you've created. Also, yes, the beginning was a Fire Emblem reference. I'm sorry, this person's name. First of all, and possibly the most important, we didn't get the reference.
We do not play Fire Emblem.
Oh, it looks like we got a gamer here.
It looks like we got a fucking nerd in our inbox.
Looks like we got
Don't worry. I'm blocking them right now. Can you block an email? Yeah, you can. Turns out, yes.
Yeah, it says right here you can block it.
Blocked.
So do that.
Good. Dumb.
All right.
Good. Yeah. Okay.
Almost
we
interacted.
won't be getting any more from
with
it. Yeah.
the fucking Fire Emblem fan. Even though they are the worst characters to be added in Smash consistently.
Okay. So the first bit of the question.
Oh, you know what? It says Billith, and they mean Bylith. It's supposed to be like Billy, but Byleth. I actually do understand that reference because of Smash.
Because of Smash.
Can we talk about that more?
What about the second one?
Mercedes?
That's a car.
That's certainly, that's a car. I know enough about cars to know that there's Mercedes and, I don't know, Toyota.
We both know exactly only that much about cars.
Yeah, that it's a car.
And only that much about Fire Emblem.
Byleth, yeah. Billeth. I'm going to start calling you Billeth. And yes, that is a Fire Emblem reference. I'm sorry.
I hate that. I'm not a fan.
Let's do this in chunks.
Okay.
First part.
Yeah.
What the fuck are Twitter newsletters? Because
I don't know.
Piqued my interest.
I haven't been on Twitter like desktop, I guess, in like a little while.
I'm going right now.
So much to the point where like I don't even know how you get to moments.
Where are moments? I can't find moments.
I don't know where moments are.
Is it in notifications?
No.
No. Is it in?
You got
Explore?
You click more.
More.
You got to click more, and then newsletters. New.
Oh, new. What? That's very hidden.
Oh my god! It says start a newsletter for free.
Looking for a way to reach out to your audience?
That's so fucking
ready to get
funny.
paid for your work? It's time to try out Review. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Twitter's newsletter tool for writers and publishers.
Oh my god.
I'm clicking Review. Review makes it easier for writers and publishers to send editorial newsletters. Do they send the newsletters via an email?
I don't. Via a Twitter DM?
Yeah, honestly, what the fuck is that?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm just going to say it.
Okay.
You and I are magic.
We did this.
We do shit like this all the time.
Yeah, I think we did this. I think it was us.
Every time we talk about something, from wiping the piss off your dick after you pee, and then that becomes a Twitter fucking phenomenon. Like people start talking about it 2 weeks later. I'm not saying it's because of this podcast. I'm saying straight up on a magical level, we're manifesting it.
It's either that we're manifesting it or we can feel the vibrations of it coming like an animal before an earthquake.
Yes, exactly.
You know, yeah, like we can feel it coming and we pick up on it, or just simply your influence is that strong that Twitter, heard. They were like, oh fuck, Mitch.
We're losing at Mitch Welling on Twitter because he's starting a Squarespace mailing list.
Oh my god, we should have given him the flat sound handle all those times that he asked.
We shouldn't have ignored him. And his desperate pleas in our DMs. Please let me have that flat sound. I don't know why it's suspended.
I know.
Please, I won't do it again. Just give it back.
Whatever crime you did.
Something awful. Yeah, this is funny, and I don't think it's going to catch on, obviously. But I
don't think so either.
I think to look into it. Not something to use. I'm just because I'm happy as a clam with my mailing list.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Let's talk about you did your first one.
I did my first mailing list email. I sent out my first email to anyone that's on the mailing list just last week. This last week has been long.
It's lasted fucking 8. You know, if we're like, man, this week feels like it's lasted 2 whole weeks. Everyone's like, yeah, you forgot to do an episode.
Yeah. we kept adding you in the Discord. Where's the episode? Where's the episode? You told us to fuck off. You don't remember that? Oh yeah, I guess I was kind of in a bitter mind state.
Yeah.
So it's all coming back to me now. You did piss me off last week. You're right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We have a tendency to do that.
Okay. I sent out my first email.
You did.
It went really well.
May I say it was beautiful?
Then give me a round of applause.
Okay.
What the fuck? No. I'm not gonna mix in there. You have to present the round of applause like I do it. You stammer it first, and then I think maybe let's give a round of applause, and then we do it. That's how I do it.
Okay. All right. Okay. But you want me to do that?
I would like you to do it. Yes.
Okay.
I think I've earned that.
Can we come on? Yeah, fine. Let's get a round of applause from here.
Thank you. I did do the newsletter. It's not quite a newsletter, though. I do have a newsletter you can sign up to, and it's on patreon.com/flats. I don't know why you're stopping.
We're still going. I didn't know we were still going. Right. Sorry.
And we're done. There we go.
And finished.
Finn on that short film of ours.
On cam, you guys couldn't see, obviously, this is not a video podcast, but Mitch did, like what a composer does at the end of it.
And I
finished.
And it's done.
It's finished.
What were we congratulating me on? Oh, right.
Having a beautiful newsletter.
It was wonderful. Aside from some stuff that I won't get into, but like the formatting of the newsletter and Gmail turning things to dark mode automatically, which ruined the newsletter because I had these like drawings in it. So we had to do this really creative thing where we went halfway to gray because Gmail. Oh, stop that. It's not. Oh. Why do other places give you all the freedom in the world? You can make it any color. You can make it put anything you want into it. You can format it exactly. But then Gmail, specifically Gmail mobile.
Yeah.
Just the app. We'll say, no, fuck you. We're going to make this dark mode. That wouldn't be that bad if they flipped it well.
Yeah.
But my solution at first was to be like, well, you know what? Fuck it. I want it to appear consistent on all things. So I'll just make a dark mode version of it anyway. So I'll make one with the background black with the white text, and I'll just make all the images like this. And then I did that, and Gmail made it white. Can you believe that?
Gmail's solution for dark mode was to take an email that was already had a black background, and they made it white.
This is Silicon Valley's fucking biggest nerds on the planet. This is Google that owns.
These are the people running the world.
This is YouTube. This is these people running the fucking world of tech.
Yep. They say, oh, you wanted to see this dark email in dark mode? We made it white for you.
There you go. Oh, no. I don't care how your email originally looked. We're going to make it dark because we want it to match the dark mode aesthetic that you set. Well, I don't really want you to do that because, like, is there a way for me to turn it off? No. Okay. No. Well, then I guess I'll just send a dark mode. Well, we made it white. It's like, why? You're just terrible. So the assumption here is that all emails sent are white. Doesn't make any fucking sense because they're not. No. And you just flip them? Any email? You just flip? Okay. Anyway, that was the biggest headache. That kept us up till like 7 a.m. one time.
For real.
Yeah.
It took hours and hours. Ugh.
Gmail. What the? Also, I mean, can we talk about that? It's not even like a very accessible thing for them to do.
It's not.
It lacks all bit of like accessibility. For them to decide this is how it looks, no matter what. This is how it looks, and it's like, fuck you, dude. Like, no one else does that.
No,
Gmail does terrible. Though, and everybody uses Gmail. So
yeah, we'd completely like written the whole newsletter. You'd done like drawings for it. We put images in it. Blah blah blah. We were like, wow, it's all ready to go, and send the test email, and it looks like shit. Okay, great. And then we had to stay out. I'm not joking. It took like, 3 or 4 more hours?
Yep. Just trying to solve this. Just try and solve this.
But we did solve it because we're huge brain geniuses.
We got an in-between, something that works on all things and something that won't completely change but it's still just a very personal, I mean, from the bottom of my heart, and I do mean it, go fuck yourself, Gmail. This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for accessibility. It doesn't make any sense for artists and the people who their jobs are to run email campaigns for themselves or for companies that they work for. Nobody likes this. When we looked it up even, there was just a bunch of like tricks and tips that you can do to try and combat this thing that Gmail refuses to budge on. And the biggest thing that they said was they were like, you can sign our petition that's trying to get Gmail to stop this stupid shit. But other than that, there's really not a lot we can do. Horrible. Terrible headache. Anyway, rant
we did it.
About that over. I sent it out. It was a huge success. I love it. I love not being on Twitter. I love the mailing list. I love the fucking... oh my gosh, I sent it out, and then at the end of it, I was like, I have this new thing up on my website. It's this cursive cover. But hey, if you came from the mailing list, might I trouble you to leave a comment on the post? Because I'd like to know if this thing is actually like working. And girls, like fucking, I got like over 200 comments on that on my website. That's so rare for a website.
Yeah.
It's so rare for a blog on a website. When I go to a blog, a cooking blog, my brand eating blog that I read, my my review site, my recipe blog that I read, whenever I go to a blog and there's like 5 or 6 comments per post, I'm like, this is an active little blog.
It's popping off.
Yeah, it's popping off because most blogs get none, you know?
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah, we expected like you to get probably the same amount as you would from posting it on Twitter, but like,
yes.
you know, over the night or something, and you got so many more, so much more quickly.
Within the first like 20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, like you had to go to sleep because we kept you up till 7 a.m. trying to write a fucking email. You went to sleep and I kept like checking the blog page just like throughout the day, and I was just like getting more and more excited, just being like, oh my god, it works. My god, you can do things without Twitter.
You can do things without Twitter. That's the biggest thing for me. And oh my god, the people that were commenting and saying stuff like, oh, thank you for leaving Twitter. I was only on there to get your updates. I fucking hate it there. Yeah. I'm so excited to do this instead. I'm like, yes, dude. Yes, that's fucking awesome. So people who are signed up to my mailing list, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Expect more. And if you're not signed up yet, flatsound.org/mailing-list, or just go to my about page on my website, flatsound.org/about, or just click about, and there's a link there to the mailing list. That's how you sign up. If you want to be a part of it. I think it's pretty cool. And I liked my first one. My first mailing list was cute. I like drew things for it and stuff.
It was adorable. I loved it.
It was real cute, and I want to do stuff like that in the future.
Yes.
Moving down the list of this email, though,
I can't believe we went off for so long just on the first bit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the whole point of this email was the Twitter newsletter. So, but I can't express, and I think I speak for Billy here, just how cool it is that this person didn't fucking know who we were.
Yes.
Didn't know about your photography. Didn't know about Flat Sound. Didn't know anything like that, and was just found our podcast. Through the art podcasts. It was recommended when we were just on episode 13.
That's crazy.
And then just checked us out and liked us.
I didn't know. We don't know like when we get recommended on anything or anything like that. So it's really cool to hear even that we were that early on. That's really neat. And I feel very proud of us for coming up with such a cool podcast title, which I still love
it. We were just talking about it in the last episode. It's
and
the
our
perfect
cover
one.
art is minimal and beautiful,
gorgeous.
And, we actually still have the piece of paper that we drew it on originally is actually framed in Mitch's hallway.
It's true.
It's cute.
I framed it and I put it in the hallway, and that was what I scanned in order to like trace the bitmap for it to make the cover art, because I think we just did like such a good job with it. You know, it was just so cute and just so minimal. And now it exists on a pin, flatsound.org/shop, blossom.org/shop.
/shop. It's a very beautiful pin.
Yeah.
Too.
Hey, if you like the cover so much, it's available for fucking. You know, it's a pin now. So
maybe other people will like the cover.
Maybe other people will say that's a pretty cool cover.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a cool title.
What does it mean? It must be a really deep and poetic podcast. Because that's what I was going to say. I'm very proud of us for like, people just like, they're scrolling the art podcast. They're like, wow, what a nice name. Wow, what a nice cover. And they tune in. They're like, wow, what the fuck is horrible
this?
People.
Yeah. the fuck is this? Jesus Christ. These monsters of a show.
Yeah. Imagine expecting an art podcast and getting us. We are both artists. We do talk about art on here.
We do. But not a lot.
I think it's important to talk about things that aren't art when you're an artist. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah,
I think it's important to
about art all day.
Be a well-rounded person with a sense of humor who occasionally tells a piss story.
We gotta tell a piss story.
Yeah.
We live off the piss stories.
Those are the bread and butter, really.
I hate you relating it to food, but that's fine. So, Twitter newsletters. It is funny. I do agree. It's super funny. I don't think it'll go anywhere. Plus, it was like in such a hidden place. It was like only on desktop, and then you click more, and then it's there. I'm not feeling too confident about it.
No.
But I am loving not being on Twitter. And I am loving my mailing list. And to anyone that actually wants to receive a proper newsletter in the mail, It's
physical one.
It's Plug City this episode, and I'm so sorry. But Flat Sound, I'm sorry, patreon.com/Flat Sound. If you want to be a part of there. Keep in mind, it costs money to be on Patreon, but I haven't charged anyone since fucking August. But you're telling me every single month, you're like, you need to charge the patrons.
I get so mad at you.
You're just like, you haven't charged them since August. Please charge them.
It's crazy.
I might send out a newsletter this month just to
get Billy to shut up about it.
Just to fucking, I guess she wants the money or some shit. I don't know.
Just to, the old ball and chain.
She says, please, I need a new inhaler. Please. And yeah, so I might charge someone this month. If you want to sneak in there and get a physical newsletter, now is the time to do it. Patreon.com/FlatSound. But
good.
To wrap this thing up, very cool. Not the newsletter, but the fact that you're listening at all.
Very cool.
Super cool.
That you stuck around. Really, really good. Thank you so much.
Really neat. Yes. I love it.
Okay. Shall we go on to the second question?
We don't have to, but
that's true.
We must.
What time are we at? Let me see.
I feel like we've eaten a lot
Jesus
of time
Christ.
in the.
God.
Yeah, we're a half hour in, and the last two questions are super long. We might have to. Okay, let's do some on the spot editing right now.
All right.
We have a piss question, but then we have a relationship question.
Okay.
You're gonna have to decide on one. We definitely don't have time for both. Do you want to just roll dice or something, or flip
flip a
for
coin?
It? Yeah.
Let's flip a coin.
Okay. Heads
is piss.
Piss, of course, is like the head of a cock.
Well, it's like the head that you piss on.
The what?
Yeah. Nothing.
The head that... No, sorry. You were saying something?
Nothing. It doesn't. The call broke up, I think.
Where were you last weekend? You weren't answering my texts. Then you came home in a great mood.
I was at a weird club.
I went to Germany.
I was in Berlin.
That? Yeah. Heads for piss.
Yeah.
Tails for relationship.
For this tale of woe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or getting some tail because you're in a relationship.
Okay.
What if I started talking like that? Getting tail.
I don't like it.
It's very...
I gotta tell you off the bat that I don't enjoy it.
Okay. I'm just gonna ask Siri. Hold on. Heads or tails? Oh, she didn't.
Take your time.
She didn't talk. Hold on. I don't know why that happened. Siri, come on. You're ruining the show. Hold on. Let's do it.
Oh my God, she's fucking Siri. She's dead.
Siri. Siri. My phone is just off or something. My phone died during the show. Siri, no. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Oh.
Oh.
Look at that.
Okay. Is that what you wanted?
Relationship question. Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay.
Because the other one is just kind of a story.
I like how the real test of heads and tails isn't a lot of the time we'll do heads and tails and be like, I wanted the other one.
Exactly. We'll use heads or tails to decide on what we're having for dinner or what video game we should play because we're insane. Yeah. But we and then when we do that, sometimes it'll land on one and we'll feel kind of disappointed and we'll be like, oh, well, there's our answer. We didn't actually want this one. There you go.
Yeah. Sometimes heads and tails isn't about the coin choosing. It's about the coin showing you what's in your heart.
It's a psychoanalysis. It's a deep cut, it's a peek into my own psyche. It's a
it's a little Rorschach test of the mind.
It's a Rorschach. It's Freudian is what it is. And I'm laying back on a recliner as I'm saying
oh
this.
God, he started laying back.
Yeah, I guess it does sort of. When I do want that for dinner, sometimes I get a little disappointed in Billy.
Oh, okay. Well, now we're unearthing something.
And that is Freudian.
Oh my God. Just let me read the question.
I love you like a mother. I really do. Sorry. Go on.
You have been known to call me mommy.
I do call you mommy sometimes.
Yeah.
Not in a hot way ever, but in a funny way.
But it can be both. Why can't it be both?
It shouldn't be both. That's where I'm putting my foot down.
This email is called Stinky, Sweaty Gym Pickle. And it goes. Howdy, podcast beauties. Recently, my boyfriend and I joined a gym. Don't worry, we are very safe and take all the necessary COVID precautions. We only go in the middle of the night when there's nobody but us there. COVID cases have dropped where I'm from, and we get tested regularly as well.
Let's stop.
Okay.
Let's stop here.
Okay.
I don't think I can refrain from ranting about this a little bit. You shouldn't be joining a gym during this time.
This is a really funny time to not go back to your gym, but join
one for the first time.
Now? Okay.
Gyms, borderline shouldn't exist, period.
Unless, like, you know, you're in I'm assuming this person's from the US. You in New Zealand? Then maybe it's fine. I don't know. New Zealand seems fine. If you're in the US, I don't know, man.
I'm saying that exercise is free. I'm saying that for the price of the membership, you could have gotten a thing of weights or maybe you don't have
bands,
maybe you don't have room for a Bowflex or a treadmill. Okay. Gyms are cesspools on a normal day.
That's true.
Gyms are horrible little cesspools on a normal day, but just because I don't see the appeal of them, they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Joining one during now. It feels like people who do stuff like this, I think you know it's a little bit wrong because you immediately say, "Don't." It's we're being very safe. You know, that's the thing. Now, I know what you're thinking. And I shouldn't be doing this, but you know, the case numbers have dropped in my area, and we this or blah blah blah. Let them keep dropping. Let them continue dropping, you know? Have you got your second dose of the vaccine? You know, like but that's just my opinion. I feel very opinionated about this stuff. I don't think people should be hanging out. I don't think people should be going to gyms. That's just me. If you're going in the middle of the night, because I think that's what they say.
Yeah.
They go in the middle of the night.
That's something.
That's fine. I don't, but the, and we're really going to start to get into something here, but like, the gym being open in general does not mean that it is a safe place to be. It just means that the government has deemed it safe. But the government does not have your best interest in mind. The government's just trying to not collapse.
They have the economy's best interest in mind.
Of course they do. You know, like that's like saying, oh, of course I was at a bar last night, but it's okay. California, they're making all bars closed by 10 o'clock. Just because they say you have to follow these guidelines doesn't mean that those guidelines are at all smart. They're not. The smartest thing to do is to continue to distance yourself entirely and not go to a cesspool of a gym. But that's just my opinion. Nothing against the writer, obviously. And in fact, I think you'll go on to see that I actually quite agree with this writer in the things that they're saying. But carry on, and I'm sorry, but I couldn't stop myself. I could not stop myself from saying that.
Wouldn't it be funny if we went on and it turned out that you joined a gym?
And I think you'll be interested to note that by the end of this email, there's a little twist. I now own a gym. I own the gym they go to.
All right. Anyways, we joined with the idea that it would be a good thing for just the two of us to enjoy together, like as a bonding quality time thing or something. I'm the one paying for our membership since he recently went back to school, so I'm the only one working. I have no problem with that whatsoever, and I'm happy to pay the monthly price for both of us. My boyfriend's best friend heard about our new membership and invited himself to use it without asking, so the two of them can work out together. My boyfriend sees nothing wrong with it, and he views the membership just as much his as it is mine, which in all fairness, it is. My problem is that his best friend is a very self-centered person. Anytime I've ever done anything for the two of them in the past 2 years that we've been together, his best friend has never once shown appreciation. I've stopped buying things for the two of them because of this. I also don't give him rides unless it's for an emergency because of the same reason. He just doesn't show any sort of appreciation towards anything anybody does for him, and frankly, he has a sense of entitlement about him that I don't particularly like. It's not that I want him to profusely thank me every time I do the smallest thing for him, just a, hey, I appreciate that thing you did for me every once in a while would be cool. My boyfriend has brought it up to him before, and he's aware that his friend is a very selfish and self-centered person, not just towards me, but everyone he knows. His friend has written it off as just being how he was raised, and there wasn't really anything wrong with it. So, when my boyfriend started letting his friend use our gym pass, I got pretty annoyed. I don't feel comfortable with him using our membership when he acts the way he does, especially since it was just supposed to be a thing for the two of us to enjoy together without anyone else. I've tried nicely explaining how I feel to my boyfriend, as I don't want to hurt his feelings or give him the idea that I hate his best friend, because I don't. We have a lot in common and we get along well enough while we're together, but unfortunately I'm the only one that sees a problem with this whole situation. His friend currently uses our membership and it just doesn't sit right with me. Do you think I'm overreacting in this situation? I do sometimes overreact to small things. It's something I'm trying to work on, but I'm not sure if this is the case or not. Is my annoyance justified? Should I just get over it? Love and appreciate your art a whole bunch. It's made quarantine a lot less damaging, so thank you. Much love, a stinky gym rat.
All right. I like this question.
Yes.
I relate to this question. I am this person.
You hated the premise, but you love the question.
I just hated the idea of going to. Well, I don't know. I'm this person to the extent of even saying, "Do you think I'm overreacting?" I do sometimes overreact at small, things. I mean, I just lectured a stranger about going to the gym. You know, I too feel very strongly about things that are seemingly very small.
Yeah.
And I also I'd get bothered as fuck by this. Mm-hmm. Like, you mentioned that you don't dislike your boyfriend's best friend. Well, you do.
You definitely do.
You hate this guy.
It's not like I hate the guy. It's like you hate him a little bit.
I hate the guy.
Listen, it's okay. It's like we don't know him. We're just two podcast hosts.
Right.
You can say that
you can say you hate him.
Be honest.
I hate him. It's fine.
I hate him a little bit. Yeah.
I would be definitely very. Let's say you should be going to the gym right now, or that would at all be appropriate. But you and your boyfriend want to do a thing together. So you pay for your boyfriend's gym pass. You have a gym pass so you and your boyfriend can go together and spend some bonding time, some quality time. It's something you two are doing together. You guys are getting fit together. You guys are getting buff and hot together. This is all good. Except now your boyfriend, whom is not paying for the pass, is taking the pass and going to the gym with someone you don't even like. Someone who you don't even give rides to. You don't even give rides to this motherfucker anymore.
Yeah.
So now he's taking your spot at the fucking gym or going alone and using your pass.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like, it's one thing being like, yeah, I'm paying for my boyfriend as a nice thing for me and my boyfriend. You don't really necessarily want to just be like paying for your boyfriend's friend. Like,
of course not.
I get why you'd be like a little irked at that. Yeah. Especially if he's doing it like all the time. It's just like,
even if they did it even remotely occasionally, I wouldn't be okay with it. But I'm also so fucking passive that I would just kind of stew about it, I don't think I'd bring this shit up, but I would definitely write into a podcast about it, definitely, because I would just stew about it. I hate this.
I'm definitely the kind of person who would take someone's like free gym thing though. So I can't be like, I hate that, even if, I wouldn't do it all the time, but I love to get a free thing.
Yeah.
I'm very frugal.
Uh-huh.
And
but when someone already
I say I'm very
expresses
frugal,
that they
I'm very poor.
But would you? I feel like you wouldn't lack so much self-awareness that you would accept something like that, even it being given to you by someone who it doesn't belong to entirely, but it actually is being paid for by someone who's expressed that they don't like how unappreciative you are.
Yeah.
I feel like all of those things combined, I'd be like, no, thank you.
Yeah, that's the thing I was gonna say is like, I feel that way, but also when I'm not an asshole generally. So sometimes I am, but generally, so it's a little different. But I can for sure understand being irked by this. Yeah.
I'm the exact brand of person that would get very upset by this.
Yeah.
Because it feels so awkward. Like, you want to do a night, like, I believe them when they say, like, I have nothing against paying for my boyfriend because it's our pass. It's his pass, really. It's his because I'm paying for it for him. It's this thing that I gave him. So you want to be fair and you want to say, like, no, I don't even mind that I'm paying. It's cool. But I think the thing is that you don't mind that you're paying because you're paying for something you can do together. That's what you're paying for.
Yeah, and if the other guy's doing it, that automatically excludes you from doing it.
And you're the one that's paying.
The three of you can't go.
Right?
So
I'm assuming. And then, like, why the fuck would you want to? Your boyfriend should understand. Well, he should understand that if you don't even give rides to this guy, you don't even give rides to him, why would you be okay with, like, giving him a free ride at the gym, you know?
Yeah.
To use your shit. You know, like, fucking... That's almost worse than the ride. That's almost just like letting him borrow your fucking car. You know, you're paying for this fucking it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm totally with the writer here. I don't think I think you're underreacting. I think I would say something and I would just be like, I can't believe you think this is okay. Why would I be okay with this? I don't even give rides to this guy, and you think that... that was our thing that we were supposed to do, but you're not going with me. You're going with him.
Okay.
So now I'm just paying for the both of you.
So you'd say something to the boyfriend, not to the friend.
I'd say something to the boyfriend, yeah.
I agree. I think it should be his problem.
It should definitely be his fucking problem. And then I would honestly fucking kind of put him in the doghouse for a couple weeks. God. I would, really. I would be like, why did you think that was okay, man? Like, what the fuck? This is...
Kick him out. Make him sleep at the COVID gym.
Sleep in the locker room, in the shower at the gym. God, they have showers at the gym. You're going to the gym. Just steamy little areas where other people go.
Oh, brilliant. Just a petri dish.
You're just in a sauna with 4 strange men. Yeah, I would say something and I would definitely get annoyed by it. I'm annoyed by it just reading it.
Yeah.
I would for sure get annoyed by this. You shouldn't, if you're not even giving rides to this guy and he's underappreciative, I get really, you know, like my pet peeve too is that I'm very like, I'm the opposite of frugal. Like I love to spend money. And I specifically like to do nice things for other people or include them or to put them on my, you know, I've had like, you know, like situations where I've not to call anyone out in particular, but when I first got a Nintendo Online, you know, account,
the family plan.
Yeah. I got a family plan and I was just like, oh, cool. Now my friends can be on it. And it's seriously just like, it's like $30 a year or something like that. It's like, I won't even notice that, dude. Like 30 a year? Fucking, I don't care. I'll pay for it. I'm paying for everyone. Let's go. Let's just play online together, whatever. I invite one close friend. But then that close friend was just like, can I invite this person that I've never even spoken to? And I was like, well, yeah, that's like your best friend. Sure. Well, what about her boyfriend? And I wanted to be like, I don't fucking know the boyfriend at all. I can never.
But the funny thing is, you still said yes.
I still said yeah because I'm a passive dude. Like I don't want to say no to anyone, but I still fucking was like, what an insane thing to ask me.
I want to say no. I'm unable to though.
what an ask, dude. Like I wasn't angry about it. I was just kind of like, huh, I would never do that to someone. I just wouldn't.
It's just weird from the other person's perspective because that other person is like, oh, can I get on my girlfriend's friend's internet friends plan?
Yes.
It's like, I don't know,
like, all right, chill, bro. It's not that expensive.
$10.
But you know, the it's not like the friend had anything against when I actually started to add real friends to it months and months later, that I was like, I'm gonna kick some people off, and she was like, yeah, no, for sure, do it. And I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Good.
But still, I'm like really like, I'm passive and I'm not aggressive enough. Is that the thing? I'm passive, but I'm not aggressive. I need to be more aggressive in how passive I am. I need to like drop little hints that I'm mad. You know?
If only there was some kind of aggressive pacifism like.
That would be perfect for me. Well, better luck. I don't know. I'll think of something. But yeah, no, I would feel I'd feel super slighted. I would feel just super like, I'd feel pretty bummed out and pretty annoyed.
Yeah, I think especially if you buy something in the first place and you're like, this is gonna be a bonding thing, and then like you're just paying for two other people to bond. It's like, okay, I guess
And I don't even like
that's
the
nice.
person, and I don't even. I'd go so far as to say it's a problem that you don't like your boyfriend's best friend.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Like, you know, if
Couldn't
you
imagine
introduced
it.
me just like to Jordan or something,
And
I'm
you
just
hated
like,
him.
I kind of don't like.
You just
the
hated him.
dude.
You
I
know.
hope I never have to give him a ride. Like,
You're
yeah.
allowed to dislike some people that are in my life, but my best friend,
Yeah.
disliking my best friend would seem like there's something wrong there.
Yeah.
There's something awry.
I think, yeah, maybe it's a good opportunity for you to just bring up the whole thing in general. Just be like, yeah, he's kind of still a bit of an arsehole. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it still bothers me, and this is an issue.
Yeah. This is just another example of that. But, yeah, I don't know. I would probably, if it were me, probably it wouldn't be, because I would never join a gym. I know for a fact Mitch would never join.
I'm not strong enough to enter the gym. They put like on my gym, there's these like purposeful, really heavy doors at the front.
Oh yeah,
and it's kind of a test.
It's the
if you can't get
like
past those, you can't go to the gym. Yeah.
You know, at theme parks, like there's like it must be this
high,
tool to ride kind of thing. They've got that, but it's like a width thing for your arm.
Yeah. Your wrist can't be this skinny.
Yeah, and you're like, please, I can't. The only way I can make them bigger is by coming in. They're like, no.
Sorry, it sounds like a you problem. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
start doing dips on the curb outside the gym, and then maybe we'll allow you to come in 6 months. Yeah, they do have a you must be this strong to enter, and it's just doors there. But every time I bring it up to them, they assure me they're just normal doors and they don't know what I'm talking about. They say it's you again, Jesus. We don't have a you must be this strong to enter. They're normal doors.
They're automatic, actually.
The gym is just locked.
You're not registering as enough of a presence to. It thinks you're a leaf blowing by.
I was like Bart in that episode of The Simpsons where he sold his soul. And now the doors don't register me. Yeah, I sold my soul for $5. Just like Bart.
And it wasn't worth it. Anyway, if it were me, which it wouldn't be, but if it were, I would probably play up the aspect that's like, oh, I kind of wanted this to be like an us thing, you know? You know, I don't know. That's just the angle I would go for. It's just being like, oh, I really was looking forward to us making progress together and both getting like, you know, stronger at the same time and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, really guilt him.
Rather than...
really subtly guilt him, yeah.
I mean, but do it passively, but like sprinkle in just the smallest bit of aggression.
Yeah.
The smallest bit.
I like... Yeah. And the more you say that, I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
I could still be a coward, but I could give little toxic jabs at people to let them know.
That would make me feel better. Yeah.
Or not even know, just to let them, you know, feel kind of that I might be upset.
But if they ask me, I'll say no.
No, I'm fine. But I'll hesitate, you know, when I go, what? No, what about? No, I'm fine. I'm fine. And then they'll be like, fuck, what does that mean, you know? Yeah, I kind of like the sound of that. Sounds kind of fun.
This is terrible.
I might start doing that to my friends and family.
This is awful.
Yeah.
What have we done?
We've
created a monster.
Yeah, we'll do that. I just think, like, without being on Twitter, I have to let out some of that toxic energy.
Oh, yeah. It's building up.
I'm not on my
an exponential
weird reply guy account anymore.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I had this account. Sorry, I'm talking. I had this account that it was this weird thing where when I got rid of the other one, I accidentally logged out of that one.
Oh.
And I don't know the password to it anymore.
Okay.
But I would reply to like women mostly and
oh god.
give them compliments. And I would say like I'd particularly pick pictures where they were wearing not a lot of makeup.
Oh, okay.
So usually they're very dolled up.
Yeah.
But now they're wearing a little bit less makeup, and I'll say, "You look so great without any makeup." You know. I'll say, "See, you don't need all that makeup to look beautiful. I think you look just fine here." But, and then I'll say, "But you're pushing it."
But you're on the last leg, okay?
Tread lightly. Yeah. Because I don't know how much more of this shit I can handle.
You might want to add a little eyelash, honey.
I'll just do any picture where she's not wearing giant fake eyelashes.
Yeah.
And I'll say, "See, you don't need all that makeup to feel beautiful." But she's
Love
got
the natural look.
She's got a full smoky eye going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you should just pick any picture of a woman, just any picture really. If she's showing like even a little bit of leg or stomach or something, but just any picture, and just be like, "You're so brave. I love the body positivity movement."
I say, "It's so good to see you've been eating."
Christ.
Please recognize this as satire. Please know that we both think men are fucking awful.
Please, though, we're fully misandrous mode.
I'm very ride or die when it comes to anyone that's against men on Twitter saying anything to a woman they don't know. That's one of the funniest parts of Twitter to me, is that they just like the replies from people who are just like, "You typed this and thought it was fine.
You thought it was a fine way to interact with people."
Yeah. You used your little thumbs, typed this weird fucking cryptic message, read it over and said, "Yup, that looks good to me." And you sent it.
That's how I talk to people.
That's how I interact with people. I'm a fucking corny weirdo. God, so many of that. So
what
much
they
of
usually do is that they'll type that whatever incoherent rude thought. They'll look it over. They'll think, "This is good. Wait, hang on. This could be better."
I'm gonna call her.
And they click the little GIF button.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they search whatever relevant GIF. It'd be like, "It's so great you've been eating lately." I think it's so great you've been eating lately. And then just like the
I guess Jennifer Lawrence spitting out the drink.
Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
That one. Yeah.
Or that
I don't know. You know the one.
Emma. Who's that fucking? There was that GIF on Tumblr of her like eating the food and like rolling her eyes. Remember that? Do you remember that? I'm pulling way back.
No.
Come on. Okay.
No. The only Tumblr one I remember is the Studio Ghibli getting hit with the wave of feels. That's the only one I remember.
No, you definitely remember You Here Now.
I do remember.
You remember You Here Now, right? For anybody on Tumblr who was on Tumblr, you all remember, right? If you're anywhere close to our age, you remember the You Here Now. Kind of like a daddy gif, you know? But it was like a 19-year-old doing it.
It was like a 19-year-old
wearing his dad's fucking pantsuit or something, you know?
In his attic bedroom, still painted like dark blue teenage boy color. Yeah, it just in an oversized, just like, God.
Just like an oversized, like, dress shirt or something, or like a, and he just kind of, he snaps and he goes, "You Here Now."
Now.
Like he's just full daddy mode. I love You Here Now. God, it's so fucking funny. I wonder if I could find You Here Now GIF if I just type that in.
You definitely can.
You Here Now GIF. Oh my God. Oh, it's so good.
It's just like, I'm not looking at it, but let me try and remember it. Like, it's just, you can't see his head. I think it's like from around the armpit level to just below the crotch, right?
You see more shoulder than I remember.
Okay,
but yeah, it's like just his head is cut off basically.
Yeah. And then down to the legs. And he's wearing like a belt.
Yeah.
A white shirt. Yeah. A tie.
Is the
tie ugly? I remember it being ugly.
It's just a black tie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna include the GIF here for the fucking videos right there because it's so easy to find it. And I might be on the website too, I guess. I could put GIFs on. I'm not gonna include the GIF as a looping thing on our website, but maybe as a link. And taking away the GIF right now. There we go. Oh, and I guess the official name of the GIF is You Come Now.
Oh, that's
You
worse.
come now. He's putting it.
That's
You
even worse.
now. Look at how corny.
I dislike that.
Anyway,
I really don't like it.
This was one of the I'm seeing a lot of oh god, I'm seeing a lot of like people doing this same thing, but they're not doing it in a joking way. This is just like
okay. This is what I was gonna say, right? Because this happened on Tumblr, and
people would reply to it. Yeah.
Yeah, so this happened on Tumblr. There was the first wave of people finding it hot, and then a much longer wave of people clowning on this type this type of just silly kind of dress up, kind of pretend daddy dom shit,
I'm sorry, but like I'm gonna put in another GIF that I'm looking at right now, right here.
Oh my god!
As you talk about it.
Okay.
Go for it.
I'm so scared, but okay. But yeah, just this silly kind of dress up, like you know that they're not really into it and haven't been doing it for a long time, like daddy dom kind of shit. And we were all very, very okay with clowning on it for a long time, but now they've forgotten.
And now we're right back to thinking it's fine.
With TikTok. We are right fucking back to people thinking it's good and it's hot again. And I swear to God, if someone got on TikTok and did You Here Now today, it would blow the fuck up because I've seen worse things. I've seen worse things come out of the quote sexy side of TikTok.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's funny. None of these suits fit these boys. Like, this is fucking.
It's all just
I'm gonna put another one here.
The one suit they have.
Hold on. There where he has a belt here and he's about to he's hitting it on the bed a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so bad, and the suit is so ill-fitting. It's just like a striped tie that he found. Like it's just it doesn't make any sense with what he's wearing. I'm taking it all the way now. I can't believe we ended this episode cringing. Why?
It's for sure just like it's the one suit that they own that they just use for like job interviews and funerals.
Exactly. Like they were like, well, this is what my mom makes me go to church in. Yeah. And now I'm going to use it as my is my daddy uniform. I'm a daddy now. I can take off the belt and I can
treat you. Teenage father.
What's funny? He's still wearing the belt, but he has a belt that he's like about to whip you with. But like the belt is a part of the ensemble, and he knows this ill-fitting suit would fall off of his body without a belt. The whole thing would turn to rags on his body, like without this belt holding it together. So he's like, well, I have to keep my belt. So it's keeping it on. It's keeping it on my 110-pound body.
I'd love to see like a sexy wannabe daddy dom gif where he's like, motioning like come here to the camera. He unbuckles his belt. He goes to slide it off. And he just pants himself.
He's just wearing like
love heart boxer shorts.
Exactly. Yeah, just like boxer shorts. Not briefs, not boxer briefs, not anything like close to hugging or anything. Just big poofy fucking swim trunks underneath his. Fuck! I can't believe it. We didn't have to end this episode cringing, and yet I have to do lots of editing now because I have to put all these GIFs in.
Yeah, and then we have to host them on our website, which is worst of all.
That does suck for me. But it is the career choice that I am pursuing. Yeah. It's what I'm pursuing. This has been All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch.
My name is Billy. If you would like to send us an email containing a pickle, a gherkin, a bread and butter, little kosher dill problem.
Wait a second.
If you have anything you would like us to email, you would like to email us about so that we read it on the show, we give you advice, we answer your question, please drop us a line at
allthespaceinbetween@gmail.com. And if you want to check out these fucking You Come Now gifs and show your friends about what it was like coming up on Tumblr 10 years ago, or you just want to listen to other episodes, or you want a very convenient place to find where our episode is, where this podcast is hosted on any other platform, you can go to our website, which is
allthespaceinbetween.com.
And also just search All the Space in Between wherever podcasts are found. And
we're everywhere.
Really, tell your friends. Tell your friends about the show. I guess that sort of works. And support us on Patreon. Be a part of the Discord. Do anything like that. Check out Billy's photography. Check out Flat Sound if you haven't already. And I think that might be it. Is that it? Are we all good?
We're good.
All right. New episodes every Monday. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.